Starting off with the early prelims, Alexa Tanara versus Bruna Brazil. People forget they fought before. Alexa Tanara's only lost to Bruna Brazil. She got choked out. I was going to pick Alexa by submission, but now I'm picking her by decision. And I say that pretty confidently because Bruna Brazil, we saw in her last fight against Ketlen Souza, she sucked. She looked like she sucked. She had terrible fight IQ on the feet. I think she's going to have that again. She's kind of dangerous off the back foot, but I don't know. She's just too stupid to beat someone like Alexa Tanara, who, if she was going to get fraud checked, it would have been against Luna Labumi, and she beat her handedly. And she also submitted Nolly McCann with ease. Bruna Brazil also, she fraud checked Shiming, but, she lost to Luna Labumi. She's also lost to Wayne Kong and Ketlen Souza, not to by Denise Gomez, I think it's just a clear win, easy win for Alexa Tanara. I don't think Bruna Brazil will be dumb enough to get herself submitted because her mistakes are more so on the feet, and in the clinch. So I don't think she's gonna get submitted, but I don't think she's gonna be reckless when she gets to the ground. But I think she'll clearly lose a decision to Alexa Tanara. I think Ricky Simone or Adrian Yanez, at face value, it looks like a banger, but I don't think it's going to be. I mean, the thing about Ricky Simone, he only loses if you're ranked caliber, right? He's only losing to you if you're ranked caliber. And, Adrian Yanez, on the other hand, he's losing to Jonathan Martinez. Right? Getting late kick TKO'd. I'm sorry, ranked caliber opponents don't get late kick TKO'd. Okay, not in the modern era anyways. Losing to Daniel Marcos, that's fine. He's ranked caliber. Rob Font, ranked caliber, but you're getting chinned by Rob Font and pieced up by him easily in a round. That's a bad look. That's a real bad look, and it's not aged well for Yanez. And it's who is Yanez beating? Vinicius Salvador, Tony Kelly, Randy Costa. Dude, he's beating no one except Davey Grant. He's beating the shitters. He's beating shitters outside of David Grant. And Simone, I mean, look, his wins aren't freaking crazy, but they're more higher level consistently than Yanez's wins, right? And Ricky Simone, as I said, he's a guy that's right outside the rankings. I think stylistically, it's a match that favors Simone quite heavily. Yanez is gonna kind of need a KO, and you're not prime Uriah Faber. You're not freaking Song Yadong Yanez. You got fraud checked against Rob Font. Your finishing potential against good comp, didn't I know he's got one decision. Only one of his wins are by decision in the UFC, but that's against David Grant. It's against his one good win. And I just don't see him KOing Simone, and I definitely don't see him winning the decision over him. I think Simone's going to be able to keep up with the speedy Yanez. I think Yanez is going to be... I don't think he's going to be landing a lot of his combinations. I mean, we saw him get absolutely schooled by Daniel Marcos, right? I think Marcos beat Simone, but I think that Ricky's going to be able to exploit some of the same things that Marcos did. It's just going to be... He's not going to school him. It's going to be a lot slower. I think he's going to be defending the combinations well. I think Yanez is gonna exhaust himself. I think Ricky's gonna start breaking him down as the fight goes on. Maybe Yanez wins round 1, and then Ricky wins the next 2 rounds. Navajo Sterling versus Bruno Lopez. Bruno Lopez is not a complete shitter. He beat an OV. Right? He beat an OV. He did lose to Brandon Romero a few years ago in Contender Series. Did get knocked out by him. Got knocked out by Jacoby, but I don't know who will win between Jacoby and Sterling. Sterling hasn't shown me. Like, dude, if you're going to a decision with Evan Ersland, I mean, I know it's dominant, but it's like, dude, stop being a decision merchant. And the thing is, like, dude, I hate to say it, he'll probably end, I don't know, man. If he gets 4 decisions in a row, and like this is a layup matchup. This is kind of a layup matchup for him. Bruno Lopez is kind of on the same caliber as the other guys he's been fighting. Like, Navo's best guy he's fought is Rodolfo Bellato, I'd say. But outside of him, yeah, like, Lopez is just the same level. But I think Sterling's going to be able to get himself a highlight reel here. I think he's going to fight with a sense of urgency. And I think he's going to be getting a straight right KO, man. And I think it'll be impressive. Like, it's more likely that he wins a decision. But, I think that Sterling's going to try and impress us. And I think he can if he imposes his will a little more. He stops fighting like a freaking champion Israel Adesanya at a lower level, then and starts imposing his will more, which I think he will. He understands that, he wants he wants better comp. A guy he beat in Rodolfo Bellato is fighting Modestas Bukauskas, who just fought a ranked opponent. Yeah, he got knocked out, but, like, you know what I mean? Modestas Bukauskas, like, really, so you're going to give Bellato Bukauskas, but Sterling gets Lopez? Crazy. But yeah, I think he'll show us how good of a prospect he is. Like, I think, like, he'll probably win a decision. Don't get me wrong, that's, like, way higher likely for Sterling if you're going to a decision with Evan Ersland. But he should get a KO. I'm going to say it's going to take him to about round 2. Just take him to about round 2 to crack him. I think Lopez is going to be marauding forward. I think Lopez is going to have some success. Right? Because, like, Sterling isn't even, like, that dominant of a fighter. But I don't know. I don't really see him as being, like, the Movsar Evloev of striking. I think the finishing potential is there. He needs to go for it, and he's young, and he's getting better. So I think he will. It's kind of hard relying on improvements, but, well, I feel like this being his 4th fight in the UFC, if he gets a decision, it'll tell me a lot. If he, like, goes to the KO, it'll also tell me a lot, based on his style. So I'm excited to, find out a little more about Navo Sterling, I guess. Even though the matchup itself isn't great. Like, I already know Navo is going to win, but, some interesting stuff. Factors to it. Casey O'Neal's somehow a favorite, on verdict at least. I don't know what the hell's going on there. She got submitted by Ariana Lipski. I think Gabrielle is going to be able to freaking submit her. All right, oh, wow, she lost to Teresa Blade. She lost to Jasmine Vicious. Oh, wow. Ranked fighter. But she beat Carly Judice, Juliana Sterling-Renanko. She choked out Wang Kong, and that is aged very well. Very well. She has really good jiu-jitsu. Really fast jiu-jitsu. And she also can hurt you on the feet. Gabriela Fernandez is well-rounded. Club and sub. Similar to how she did Wang Kong. Actually, no, not club and sub. I think it's going to be a little slicker. Because Wang Kong, comes out aggressive. I think it's going to be a little slicker. It's not going to come on as fast. It's going to be like late round 2, maybe early round 3. She's going to wrap up. She's already got an armbar before. Does she have? I'm pretty sure she's got. No, I think she's gonna wrap up an armbar. Why not armbar? No. She's gonna wrap up a gilly. She's gonna somehow wrap up a gilly. I don't know, man. All I know is she's gonna get a slick submission. Tyrell Fortune, I think, is gonna beat Marcin Tybura. I know Marcin's ranked. I know he's a gatekeeper. I know he's a fraud checker. But it's like, who is he fraud checking? Mick Parkin? Janata Deniz? Who is he fraud checking? Yeah.
Probably leave in the next, 15 minutes.
Okay. Who is he fraud checking? Blagoy Imanov? Alexander Romanov? Come on, man. Tower of Fortune is a good prospect. Got good striking. Decent grappling. He's pretty well-rounded. I feel like I think he's like a simpleton, but he's a really good simpleton. He's got good good basic striking, but also he's got good fight IQ, intelligent in his footwork, a lot of power. I think Marcin's kind of washed. I think the simpleton style won't be able to finish Tybura. I think Tybura will cockroach his way to surviving a decision. But I think he'll get out-damaged, might get dropped in moments. Maybe Tybura is able to defensively grapple. Maybe Pyfer is able to win with the grappling. But I think Tyrell is going to cause a lot of problems for him. I think he's going to play it smart. 1s, 2s, 3s, just be very simple with it. But I think it's going to work. So a little simpleton victory right there. I think Chase Hooper is going to be getting the submission over Lance Gibson Jr. Lance Gibson's got a submission. So, that automatically means it's more likely to be a decision. Which is, I don't know, some people's logic, I guess. But, Chase Hooper has submitted guys with better jits, all right? He submitted Jordan Levitt, all right? He submitted Jordan Levitt, man. He's got, that dude's got better grappling than Gibson. All right, and I know styles make fights. But, what about Lance Gibson's style says he's unsubmittable? Oh, just because he hasn't gotten submitted before? Oh, wow. And I think, he's going to be getting the trio. He's already got a loss by a decision and a loss via knockout, so now he's getting submitted by my boy Chase Hooper. My boy Chase Hooper is probably going to get cracked a little bit early, and he's going to dominate in round 2. And then in round 3, similar story. You think it's going to be going to decision, but then, he's on a choke, and very nice submission from Chase Hooper. Damn. Wow, Chase Hooper, man. I don't know, man. He even looked kind of decent on the feet, too. Props to Alexander Hernandez being able to get him out of there early or something like that. Lance Gibson was good, too. Yeah. I think my boy Chase Hooper's gonna, he's gonna get his mojo back. Get his mojo back, you know what I mean? Paja Bumdez is not a bum. And I think he's gonna starch out Tafik Masayev in a round. Just slick KO. I don't even want to break this down. Ignacio Bahamondes is a ranked fighter. I don't care what the rankings say. I don't know why he got him ranked just because he lost to Fiziev. He's got wins over Turner and Manuel Torres. Right, he chinned Manuel Torres. That's aged very well. Okay. Tafik Masayev, I don't think the same would happen in a rematch, but dude, Tafik Masayev's cooked. Got submitted in his debut against Orobai, and now he's going to get shinned here. And that's just going to smoke him out cold and probably call for a ranked opponent, which is what he should do. Or maybe he fights the winner of Benny versus Salkild. Honestly, dude, Ignacio versus Salkild would be fire. Dude, this matchup I love so much. I'm not even joking. I love this matchup more than any other matchup on the card. Fuck the Izzy fight. Kyle Nelson versus Terrence McKinney. Are you kidding me? I don't even know who I'm picking. I don't even know. You know what? I started picking Kyle Nelson. That's where I originally started with my pick. And I think I'm switching back to Kyle Nelson. By knockout. Round 2. I think he's going to be able to survive round 1. I don't think he's going to be getting submitted. Even though he did get submitted by Matt Sales. He did get submitted by Matt. You know what? No. He got submitted by Matt Sales. Terrence McKinney submitted for Rasayam. All right, that's very impressive. Terrence McKinney was also almost chinned Chris Duncan. Okay? He also almost chinned Chris Duncan. I think it's going to be too much for Nelson to handle early. I think Nelson could definitely, if he survives, he's chinning Terrence McKinney. If it goes past round 1, McKinney's cooked. But I don't think it will. I think it's going to be absolutely fire, though. It's going to be like a one-round fight of the night. Yusri Belgarui versus Mansour Abdul-Malik. 2 really good prospects. Yusri Belgarui beat the shit out of Azmat Bakoev. Put on a striking masterclass. I think, it says here he's got a draw from Elite for Cody Brundage, but, it's not. It was like a technical decision, but it was like he accidentally KO'd Brundage with a headbutt, so that's cool. The KO sequence started with a headbutt, but he KO'd him with ground and pound shots. Cody Brundage, he KO'd Nick Klein and Todorovic and Chikoli, so it's shitters. Meanwhile, Belgaru's schooling Bekoev for 3 rounds. And, Not going to matter in the round 3. I think Belgary's going to win a decision. I think he's going to out-grit him. I think he's going to out-tough him. They fight similarly. I think Mansour's a little more slick on the feet, but Yusri can just grit down the mouthpiece. I think Lorraine Douglas is going to KO Julian Erosa. Julian Erosa keeps his hands too low. Lorraine Douglas trains with Steve Garcia. I think he's a great prospect. He's on a big win streak, and I think he's got very snappy, powerful counters. It's going to be very dangerous for Julian Erosa early. I think he's getting chinned. This is a shit matchup. I don't care about this. Michael Chiesa is retiring, apparently. He's going to lay on Nico Price for 3 rounds. Cool. Wow, they had a boring-ass first fight. Why not make a rematch? Is Macy Barber going to shadow box at range for 3 rounds again? Probably not. Alexa Grasso is probably just going to piece her up in the boxing a little bit, and I don't know, maybe fumble herself to the back and get some control time. All right, she's going to win that by decision. Boring. I think Israel Adesanya is going to be getting himself a nice decision victory, nice comfortable decision. He could chin him. He could chin Pyfer, but Pyfer, like, the thing is, I don't think he's going to be able to chin Izzy because he doesn't punch in combination. He's only a single shot guy. He never follows up on his finishes, really, when he knocks you down. We saw it against Kelvin Gastelum, and Kelvin's survived to a decision, even though he wouldn't have if Pyfer followed up. He probably could have, even tried to submit Gastelum, but he's not submitting Adesanya. Sorry, the St. Drickus Duplessis. Like, this guy submitted Obus Magomedov. Like, I know Obus submitted Ferreira. Like, it's a good look, but I don't think it means he submits Israel Adesanya. I don't think his grappling's that good. I don't think his takedowns are that good. And I think he's going to get gas out in the later rounds and get schooled in the last 3 rounds, similar to how it in their Manson fight. So, yeah, I think he's going to lose this one. 49-46 unanimous decision. This card's probably going to be mid or shit, so see ya.